Tonight, Gamer Man joins the hunt. The hunt for his favorite Lovecraftian platinum. Well, actually, it's the only Lovecraftian platinum I have. But I love Bloodborne. It's actually my favorite game of all time, behind, of course, Fortnite. So that is why Bloodborne was actually my first ever platinum I earned back when I was just a wee little gamer. Little did I know that this was gonna be the beginning of something truly epic, my addiction to trophy hunting. If you live under a rock and somehow do not know what Bloodborne is, then let me give you a very butchered explanation of what's going on. In the world of Bloodborne, there were some gamers who discovered gods with epic blood that was said to turn you into a god. But in actuality, it turns you into a spooky, scary monster, which was, according to the locals, not epic. This, of course, caused some gamers to realize they might have fucked up and became hunters in pursuit of those spooky, scary monsters. And that is where you, the gamer, comes in. It's your job to hunt down these monsters, and that's exactly what we'll be doing, or rather attempting to do anyways. So come along with me, Ryan Kelly, as I reminisce about my experience with getting my first ever platinum. This is my Bloodborne adventure. Also, did you guys know that H.P. Lovecraft was actually extremely racist? You should look up the name of his cat. I believe that he was actually called... In order to get the Bloodborne Platinum, you're gonna need to do all the usual FromSoft stuff, like collect all regular and special weapons, get all endings, and of course defeat all bosses, both optional and mandatory ones. However, there are some unique trophies that are tied to the very fun and epic chalice dungeons that we'll talk about later.
Pull it, pull it, pull it! Pull it, do not emote, do not emote, do not emote.
God! For now though, let's talk about baby's first trophy, aka the first boss of the game, the Cleric Beast, or better known as that one furry from Beastars. Leoshi is as simple as it gets. He's a big guy who wants to play tag with you. But I'm not really in the mood to play, since he seems to have taken a little too much inspiration from Freddy Krueger. So instead, I counter his Freddy Krueger gameplay with my impersonation of Michael Myers and cut him to pieces, getting my first trophy. With the Wolfman taken out, I head to the local graveyard to give my respect to my expectations for Lords of the Fallen.
Whoever made this, like, you see this and you think this is fun, like, fuck you, genuinely.
What a baby.
Where my morning was rudely interrupted by a crazy drunk man obsessed with smelling my feet for some reason. Father Cologne insisted that we duel to the death, and I, of course, obliged. At first, it was an honest fight between two skilled hunters, testing our skills with our weapons. But then he decided to cheat after I clowned on him a little too hard and digivolved into his final form. Thinking that this was extremely unfair, I decided to try to distract him by playing my favorite song of all time. I guess he wasn't a fan. Now, completely enraged, Father Abraham Lincoln's coin attacks are much more sporadic, like a madman whose drugs are about to wear off. So I decided that it was only right to help him get over his addiction once and for all. Maybe my methods were a little too effective. Well, I guess that's that, and we can move on now. Sorry, Father Gasoline. Well, I guess it's time to seek forgiveness for, well, you know, the murder. So I made my way to the church to cleanse my sins. However, on my way there, I did happen to get this cute little trophy that did admittedly help me feel a little better. But that would be short-lived, as it appears that this church was abandoned and now inhabited by a monster that goes by the Blood-Starved Beast. I wonder if that's its birth name. Regardless, he was not very happy with me interrupting his League of Legends game because he was being very toxic and screaming way too much for my taste. Good thing I brought some earplugs and antidotes so that his trash talking would be rendered completely useless. And sure enough, he was quickly quelled. I even got some of his IRL loot, which was pretty epic. Since that church was kind of a bust, I guess I should probably try to find another one that might be able to help me. Good thing I happen to know where another church is. I just gotta do my favorite FromSoft activity, platforming. But at the very least, I'm pretty sure that this one has a nun or something like that in it anyway. I just really hope that there isn't another beast in this church because that would be big sad.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, I should have expected that, honestly. I don't know why I didn't. Well, I guess I'll have to reenact that one scene from Old Yeller again. But just know, I have no joy in doing it. Actually, that's not true. I actually really enjoy this fight because of its technical aspects that make it one of the more complex fights in the game. With the fact that you could either immobilize her if you're familiar with all the inner workings of Bloodborne, or she could be a major roadblock for players unfamiliar with some of the more hidden mechanics in Bloodborne. Would you look at that? I guess I defeated Victor Juno from Beastars. I'm pretty sure my computer thinks I'm a fur. I think it's safe to say that at this point I am not going to be forgiven, so I might as well pull a Thomason from The Witch and find myself some witches. Too bad there aren't any cool ones, but I guess these witches will do. I mean, they kind of do some black magic, like they summon these little gamers that are pretty cool, I guess. But if you have no insight, then they can't even do that. Oh, but they can also grab you with the magic and then give you a free lobotomy. So that's pretty epic. Oh, who are we kidding here? This boss sucks ass. I'll just go ahead and put them out of their misery. While the Witch's Filler was an exceptionally bad boss, if you could even call them that, the next one is much better, but to find him, we gotta go to jail. Good thing I know a guy on the inside who could get me there, but I think his methods are a little unconventional. But nonetheless, we're in jail now and must take out our next baddie, Mr. Slenderman, King of Electric Bungaloo. Fortunately for us, his limbs are weaker than Lords of the Fallen's gameplay, and much like paper, crumble after a few good whacks. That's not to say that he didn't get a few good hits in along the way. But I did eventually show him my superior gameplay and got the victory royale. With Slenderman put to rest, it's time to make our way to Miyazaki's favorite area, the Forbidden Woods, which is deceptive since it's actually a swamp. So I honestly don't know why it's called. The Forbidden Woods is Indiana Jones's worst nightmare, filled to the brim with all sorts of snake creatures and, for some reason, pigs. Yeah, I don't know why they're here either, but nonetheless, they are. But the real reason why we're here is because some gamers are hidden deep within the depths of the Forbidden Woods that call themselves the Shadows of Yharnam. but I prefer to call them the Three Stooges, which for some reason upset them. I honestly don't know why though. Despite them having practiced a choreography to the rhythm of Through the Fire and Flames, they decided to scrap the whole idea halfway through the fight and instead decided to go with the more effective Anaconda routine, which I must say was a lot of fun. Although I did personally enjoy the Through the Fire and Flames dance more. But it didn't really matter in the end, since they're dead all the same. Okay, now that we're finally free from the swamp's clutches, it's time to boot up Luigi's Mansion and go ghost hunting. Oh, wait a second, I don't remember this poltergeist. Okay, something tells me that the poltergeist 3000 isn't gonna work on this guy. Yeah, I'm getting the hell out of here. Well, I guess I could go for a swim if I had to. I don't remember this part of Luigi's Mansion. Yeah. According to my Game Boy horror, I'm officially not having fun anymore. I don't like this Rhombus the Accident character very much. In fact, I think it's safe to say that this is my least favorite boss in the whole game. Like, she's just a bad boss. Like, actually bad. I don't have anything positive to add to this section of the video. So I'm just gonna, get rid of this thing once and for all. Yeah, okay, goodbye. Goodbye. See ya. Bye. Okay, yeah, I think that's enough Luigi's Mansion for me. With my new outlook on the world and all the ghosts of Luigi's Mansion peacefully evicted, I make my way towards the next gamer, who just so happened to have invited me to its birthday party. The one who does not shower. A classic trait among gamers, if you ask me. Trust me, I know. After all, I'm a gamer myself.
Exactly.
Nonetheless, after traversing my way through the Twilight Zone, I did eventually arrive at its epic birthday party. However, it appears that I might have gotten there a little too early because no one was here yet. Oh, wait a second. I think it was literally a birthday party. Or should I say a re-birthday? Get it? So instead of it being a birthday, it's a re-birthday.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, just like my attempt at a joke, the one who does not shower failed in every way imaginable. Not even its friends could help wipe away its shame and utter failure to stop me from committing complete genocide on its entire guest list. With me now definitely being on the FBI's most wanted list, I needed to flee the country and fast. So what better way to do that than to enter the mind of a lunatic? Oh, by the way, we get a trophy for that, so that's pretty cool, I guess. In this epic level, we get to go back to college, or commonly known as my glory days. However, the students aren't too happy about an old alumni ruining their vibe, so they bully me for being a little too old by spitting acid on me. I guess I really am out of touch since I was not aware of this TikTok trend. So, realizing my place, I left campus to seek guidance in this unfamiliar world. That's where I met this guy, who appeared to be a little off his rocker. When I started asking him questions about life, he got nervous and dodged all my questions by running away as fast as he could. He was really good at this, like annoyingly good. It took way longer than I'd like to admit, but nonetheless, I did eventually catch up to him. and after a very philosophical conversation, I had defeated Nickelback in a battle of the wits, realizing that he was just as lost in this world as I was. However, I didn't create a nightmare world of delusions where I could hide forever like he did. So maybe, just maybe, I wasn't as hopeless as I thought I was. After all the stress that I've dealt with, especially with Rhombus and Nickelback, I think it's safe to say that it's time for me to go on a little vacation. Out of all the locales in Bloodborne, I hear that the best spot for Netflix and chill is in Cainhurst. Alas, I had no idea how to get there. I instead made my way to the realm of the choir to ask for directions, since there's apparently someone who's in the know there. I even got this epic trophy for finding the place. While I was there, I met some rather parasitic folks who were only interested in helping themselves, if you know what I mean. I didn't much appreciate that encounter, so I went to the choir's management to file a complaint, but I couldn't figure out which one was the manager since they were all quite literally identical. After getting lucky, I managed to find the right person, or I guess God, I think. I don't really know the lore that well, and I don't feel like looking it up. But nonetheless, I seem to have upset him, since apparently I was in the wrong somehow. Maybe it's because I killed him afterwards. I highly doubt that, though. Regardless, he started raging like I do when I lose in Fortnite. But since he's such a flimsy, weak god creature thing, he was quelled after a few good whacks. Oh yeah, I forgot to ask him if he knew how to get to Cainhurst. Do you think it's too late to ask him? Something tells me it's too late to ask him. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna move on. While the choir might have been a bust, I did also hear that there was this other gamer who could know where Cainhurst is. However, I'm sad to report that that also ended up going nowhere. She quite literally did not have the capacity to remember how to get there since she didn't have a hippocampus. It's okay if you don't get that joke. It's a little bit of a more complex joke than my humor typically is. Anyway, yeah, I defeated Automatopoeia and got a sick 2-for-1 trophy deal, so it wasn't a complete loss. But my journey to Cainhurst was definitely a lost cause, since I still didn't know how to get there. Well, it turns out that I do have one more optional boss who could know the truth. The gamer that started it all. Or at least I think anyway. I honestly don't know anymore. Man, I really should have watched a lore video before I made it. Arby's, daughter of Cosmo and Wanda, is the next and final boss we'll be visiting on my ongoing search for Cainhurst. However, when I got there, she thought I was coming to get some of her famous meat that everyone loves because everyone loves Arby's. Right, guys? So when she found out that I was not in fact there for the meat, she asked me to leave, but I refused. So this caused an altercation where she decided to choose violence. But this wasn't an issue for me because all I had to do was stay behind her and her barrage of attacks were virtually useless. And I did actually end up getting some of her famous meat in the end. In the form of an epic trophy, of course, because I would never actually eat at Arby's. I mean, that place is actual shit. Well, it looks like I've completely run out of options here. I guess at this point, I probably should just look up how to get there. So while I do that, I'll go ahead and pop some epic non-boss trophies. And just like my Liza P video, I won't bore you with any unnecessary explanation for these miscellaneous trophies. So here are all those trophy pops for those fellow trophy junkies out there. And would you look at that? I finally made it to Cainhurst. And I even got an epic achievement for all my troubles. Oh man, I can't wait to see what awaits me in this magical paradise full of fun and relaxation. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm over the whole vacation thing now. Maybe it's not too late to get a refund. So, after making an absurdly long trek through the Cainhurst castle, I finally found someone who might be able to give me a refund. But he seemed very adamant that I go home. I told him I wasn't gonna leave without a refund. Appalled by my actions, Logan Paul used his magical WWE abilities and wrestled me into depression with his devastating magical combos.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! God!
Yes, this is a real video I made back in 2017. I spent 4 hours of my life attempting this boss, and I didn't even win.
Fuck it! Fuck it! I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Thankfully, I'm actually good at the game and got the chokehold on Logan Paul, ending his career. Since I didn't get that refund for the Cainhurst trip, I kinda ran out of money. Because of this, I decided to look for work. And after some diligent exploration, I happened across a mother who is in desperate need of medical attention. But I have no experience as a doctor. So instead, I took it upon myself to look after her baby. However, it appears that she already has a nanny. But that's not gonna stop me. Mamma Mia's Pizza Pie understandably doesn't want to lose her job. And just like everyone else I've encountered so far, she too resorts to violence. She appears to have been a big fan of Nightmare on Elm Street, just like the Wolfman, since her gameplay is nearly identical to Freddy Krueger's in that movie. But about halfway through the fight, she decided that it would be really cool if she started doing clone jitsu periodically because her 9 fingers weren't enough, apparently. But even this wasn't enough to deter my determination to become that probably dead by now lady's nanny. And through perseverance, I out-nannied the nanny and put that baby to rest permanently. With my one and hopefully only nanny gig done, there's now only one thing left to do. And that is to check on the hunter's dream. Wait, I just realized I haven't mentioned the hunter's dream once in this video. Well, it's the hub area for the game, and it's on fire now. Honestly, that's really all you need to know. Well, anyway, it's time to do the endings. There are 3 in total. A stinky one where they pull a Super Mario Bros. 2 on you, one where they do the student becomes the master cliche, and my personal favorite one, the one that I'll be covering in my Platinum video, the Princess and the Frog ending. However, I would like to note that unlike the movie, in this ending you actually want to become the frog. That will make more sense later. Anyway, here are the trophy pops for the other endings. And with that taken care of, it's finally time to face the consequences of my actions in the form of an old man, grilled cheese sandwich, who wants nothing more than for me to leave since I haven't paid rent in a solid month and a half. Impressive, I know. So, he says I have 2 options. Either I let him evict me from my home that I've come to love, or pay my rent in full. However, I decided not to do either options and instead ran away from my problems with hardcore drugs by eating 3 umbilical cords, which definitely didn't help my case. Outraged by my lack of responsibility, Grilled Cheese Sandwich ditches the wheelchair bit and digivolves into his true form, thus starting the battle for the hunter's dream. An honest battle between 2 skilled hunters, testing our skills with our weapons. Something that I am all but too familiar with. Whether it's showing off my Michael Myers impersonation, hunting down ghosts in Luigi's Mansion, or being a kick-ass nanny, I've done it all now for the sake of the Bloodborne Platinum. And after a very difficult final battle between 2 absolute gamers, there was but one victor.
Huh?
No, not that victor.
Gammon.
No, it wasn't him either. Oh, come on, he's not even in the game. Me, it was me, I won. I ate the grilled cheese sandwich. Come on, guys, really, who else would it have been? However, I wasn't quite done yet. I kind of forgot about all the drugs I took before this fight. And, well, they're definitely kicking in now. It's the final challenge, the real final boss of Bloodborne, the Moon Presence. Too bad this guy was a complete pushover and not notable whatsoever, other than the fact that it looks like something straight out of a low-budget hentai film. And with the Moon Present all wrapped up to go, I finally have beaten the game and became the slug that I've always wanted to become. Or I guess I should say the frog, since I made the reference to the Princess and the Frog earlier. Wait, why do I feel like I forgot something? Oh my god, I completely forgot about the Chalice dungeons. God! Yes, that's right. It's finally time to talk about the Chalice dungeons. For those unfamiliar, the Chalice dungeons are randomly generated dungeons that are separate from the main game with their own unique bosses and rewards. Normally, I would never do them because I find them to be extremely excruciating. However, the last trophy I need for the Platinum is tied to the Chalice dungeons, and is arguably the hardest one to get, being the Yharnam Thumerian Queen trophy, which, as you can guess, requires you to kill the Thumerian Queen. Shocker, I know. What makes this trophy hard to get is that in order to even get access to the dungeon with the queen, you need the proper materials to craft the dungeon. But the parts that you need are scattered throughout other dungeons, which also need materials to craft them from other dungeons. So yeah, it's a lot of very epic grinding, all just to defeat one very mediocre boss. So I thought it would be fun if for this last trophy, I went back into the trenches of the Chalice dungeons and faced off against the Thumerian Queen again. So I hand things off to past Ryan as he dives back into the Chalice dungeon for the final trophy for the Platinum.
Alright, so we're here at the Chalice dungeons. This is the last trophy I did back in 2022 to get the Bloodborne Platinum. I just thought it would be fun, you know, since I'm making a Platinum video about my first ever Platinum, and obviously I don't have the footage of me actually getting the Platinum. So I went online and found that you can do the Thumerian Queen without having to do all the grinding stuff like I did in my original Platinum. Really wish I would have known that when I was actually doing the platinum, but you know, hindsight's 2020. There we go. Whoo, second try. All right. Okay, we're good. If the camera will work. Yeah, there we go. All right, wow, that was certainly something. All right, there she is. All right, let's see. I was playing Bloodborne back in 2022, the beginning of the year. I had just gotten my PlayStation, and oh my god, this is sad. Yeah, she's definitely. Jesus Christ. Dude, she hasn't even like. This is bad. I feel bad. Literally dead. Checkmate. There we go. Alright. And that is the Thumerian Queen. I'm probably gonna edit this in, I don't know, but there's the trophy pop for the Queen. I actually don't know if I did, so it's gonna be really cringy if it didn't happen. And then here's the maybe edited in platinum. I kind of don't want to edit it in now just as the bit, because I think that'd be funny if it wasn't. I'll probably edit it in though. Probably.
Thank y'all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, then please make sure to do all the cringy shit YouTubers say to do, like liking the video and subscribing. Now, you might have noticed that I didn't include the DLC in this video. And you're probably thinking it's because I haven't done the DLC yet because I'm a coward. Well, actually, I've already done it. In fact, I did the DLC before I even got the Platinum. I just couldn't fit it into this video since it was already getting way too long. So, if you guys want me to cover the DLC in the future, then give this video, I don't know, 100 likes? Since, you know, I was a little too ambitious with my 1,000 like request I aimed for in my Liza P video. So, I'll catch you in the next video, which will either be Spider-Man 2 or the Bloodborne DLC. Who knows what I'll do? I'm full of surprises. Thank y'all so much for watching. Goodbye. Wait, why are y'all still here? Like, get the hell out of here. My hand's shaking because I have to hold my mic because I don't have a mic stand because I'm a low bottom tier YouTuber. Like, get the hell out of here. Click another video, dude. Like, what the